Welcome everyone. Today I will be testing a 3-prong 240 volt outlet like the one here in my garage, utilizing a digital multimeter. This is the 240 volt outlet located in my garage. You may also hear these referred to as 220 volt outlets. I believe in the 50s or 60s they actually standardized these into a 240 volt outlet. But if you typically see an outlet for sale or reference 220 or 240, they are the same thing. They are 240 volt outlets. Initially, for whatever reason, when my home was built, the builder actually had this set up as a 4-prong outlet to run a dryer. I guess they thought maybe I wanted to run a dryer randomly in my garage, which of course I did not, and I converted it to the 3-prong setup that you see here. Check out the video linked above if you are curious on how to convert your 4-prong dryer plug into a 3-prong like the one right here. But on that note, we'll go ahead and get this thing tested. I can show you what to expect and what kind of readings we should have with a good, healthy 3-prong 240 volt outlet. For our testing today, I'll be using this relatively inexpensive digital multimeter by Maztec. I picked this up off of Amazon, but any decent, high quality, inexpensive multimeter will work fine for everything we're going to be doing today. I'll have a link in the description for this meter and anything else in this video in the description. The first thing we need to do is to properly set up our multimeter, and as you can see here we have a whole bunch of different settings all controlled by this rotating dial. And the very first setting to the left on this specific meter is voltage AC, and as you can see here, once we set it, it does point out the AC symbol right here to the left of the numbers, but also on the dial itself it has a V with a squiggle line below it referencing AC, alternating current. If you want to go one more, that's voltage DC. So if you're going to test something in your car or any kind of DC type setting, batteries, whatnot, you want to use the V with a line, and that'll actually say DC up here. But we want to go back to voltage AC for alternating current, which is what our home is. And we also notice that initially it gives us 0.0 and then some numbers. That means we can only test up to 9.999 volts. And this being a 240 volt outlet, of course, that's not going to be high enough to give us a proper reading. So we do have a number of other additional settings here, and we can go ahead and use the range setting to push out the range to an appropriate value. By going to the decimal point here, 3 over from the left, we can now read up to 999.9 volts, which is, of course, will have the 240 volts in range. With the meter properly configured, we want to verify that our test probes are plugged into the appropriate attachment points. And for this test with voltage, we're going to verify that you have a V symbol on this port right here, the far right port on this specific meter. Make sure the test probe is fully seated, and then you're going to use the common port right to the left of it. Make sure that one's fully seated, and we should be good to go to begin our testing. Taking a closer look at our 3-prong 240 volt outlet and what we should expect in our testing. Of course, we have our 3 inlets here on the 3-prong outlet, and they're labeled hot 1, hot 2, and neutral. Now when we're doing our testing, we should be reading 240 volts between both hot inlets, and then we should read 120 volts between hot and neutral, and this hot and neutral. Now let's go ahead and do our testing and see if we confirm these values. Quick tip, make sure you're holding your test probes in a single hand. You don't want to be holding them in opposite hands, just to help reduce the possibility of injury and having a short through your meter across your heart from one hand to the other. Testing between the 2 hot inlets, we should read 240 volts plus minus 1 or 2 volts, and we're reading 241.4 or 5, definitely within range, so we're good there. And let's try to hit between the neutral and hot 1. If I can get it to attach here. These probes are kind of a little small. Here we go, 120.6 volts, definitely a good number. And then we'll go to hot 2. Hopefully I'm not blocking the screen. And we're reading 120.7 volts, also a good number, telling us that our outlet is functioning as it should. Very easy to test, very, very easy. Now I'm gonna go ahead and plug in my welder extension cord and my welder to verify, does my device come on? It should. Our tests were good. I have my titanium welder from Harbor Freight. This one can run either 120 or 240 volt power. It's currently set up for 240. And I have this very nice extension cord for 240 volt outlets that I picked up off from Amazon. I'll have a link for that as well. Super nice, very thick extension cord, and it's known good. I've tested it before just a little while ago. It was testing good. So if you have an unknown extension cord here, you don't want to use this in your test of your outlet. You know, either plug in your welder directly into your outlet if you can, or, you know, make sure you have an extension cord that it's a known good commodity. You don't want to actually, you know, add additional possible failure points if you're trying to, you know, test or figure out what's up with your outlet. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug her in. Nice firm seating. And then we're gonna go ahead and turn this bad boy on. There is a switch in the back. And it's powering on as it should with the appropriate readings on the front. And it's telling me and confirming what our multimeter told me, the outlet is good. Let's real quick discuss some possible issues you may have encountered with your outlet, and maybe that's why you're watching this video in the first place. If you're getting no power, or whatever device you're plugging into this is getting no power from your outlet, first thing you want to do is, if you tested between your two hots, your hots and neutral, and you're getting 0 volts, go ahead and check your breaker box. The breaker for your outlet that you're testing, make sure it's on. If it's off, go ahead and engage it. And if it is on, go ahead and cycle it off, then back on, and retest your outlet. You may have a simple issue where the breaker was simply off or triggered, and by retesting, you've noticed now you have power. If you still have no power, you may have an issue with the breaker itself. It may need to be replaced, or you may actually have an issue with your outlet. I have a video where I actually converted a 4-prong 240 volt outlet to a 3-prong 240 volt outlet, and actually show you the wiring and stuff behind that. Check out that video, the link up above, and that may show you how everything should be wired up. Just verify your wiring. Now, before you do that, make sure your breaker is back in the off position. Retest everything, make sure you're still getting 0 volts before you go ahead and remove the outlet from the wall and start tinkering with the wiring. Now, make sure you're confident in that. If not, you can always go with an electrician. Now, if you're getting something odd, like an odd reading of, say, 120 volts between your two hots instead of 240 volts, that's telling us that the breaker may be wired incorrectly. So check out videos on how to properly wire your breaker in your breaker panel. Make sure they're not actually incorrectly wired on the wrong bar, and everything looks good with that. So hopefully that will just give you a quick idea. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, and I'll be happy to answer those. Thank you all for watching the video. Hopefully you found it useful and informative, and were able to diagnose any issues with your 240 volt 3-prong outlet. Feel free to leave a comment. I'm happy to answer any and all questions. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content from me, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.